GNTV, the first gospel TV in Western Uganda, celebrates 2 years of releasing Kingdom Life. In gratitude to God, we are together with Bishop Silas and Nicola Tayewa holding a Thanksgiving service at King.
This is GNTV, releasing life. This is GNTV, releasing life.
Mukahumra ko kandi chiriyo tugendo misho na the morning bless ina Eva Sakamkwasa mpaka shaha zitu shoto nechweka ndwindije kubani nkurugaho and then programs izindi nazo ziri kweyongera kwegitaho kugendo misho bitu no kongera kumanyisa ngotaka federal lunch hours iriyo tugendo misho ningo kushaba kwa chamshana hano hakanisa ya King of Kings International Ministries amurembo rwakamukuzi awano zakacheka homurembo rwambarana hoturi sono basakweta mutayiwa awano basakweta mnyano wawe aje basekwana urechigambo kandi waborahari no basakushabira TV shabira sume yawe awine yo TV ninga from mobile and then aje kwano hebomchisha kwa mani no konjera kumanyisa ngo ebiro 18 awona Sunday twine worship experience. So worship experience one of our worship leaders of Pastor Joshua, leader wa yukwaya women Johan wa King of Kings. So the beta mwena ukija tukabasa kwantu ramya hamerhanga and your life will never be the same again. And then on 23rd we have the Thanksgiving. As a GNTV, we appreciate the Lord for the fire has brought us, and we say, Ebenezer, this is the Father the Lord has brought us. So wherever you are, what denomination yawo, cultures yawo, just come and join us. We shall be at King of Kings. But it doesn't mean just we want to change your religion or anything, but we want you to come and join us as a love of GNTV, a love of our programs and our shows. You just sing Hanger Abok Maremia Cable to the live on the air, and that day I know it's going to be a very tremendous day in our lives. People are coming from different areas into Babambara, Tebeka and Sekari, Abantunga Majon, Bajamutu Tabsesra, Fota, Bakampara, Bakase. MPs, Medina, so people are ready to come and thank God with us. So please, anyway, let's see ekigambo kyowenje ekitwine erizoba kashesheke lizoba tubase kwantu bagano hamwe agenje tubase kwantu liba okutwakubasana kuba notubutwala. This is all about life. All right. Life is really nothing without love and care. Give it to everyone, but don't expect it back, for it is a feel, not a deal. I just love that. So when you love, in this life, if you want to, don't expect someone to do the same as you've done to him or her. Love, it's a feeling. Don't feel bad, don't feel offended, because you're just doing your feeling. You're doing it out of your love, out of your heart. But the other one, if it doesn't feel it, if it doesn't have it, I don't force him or her. So please, agamagara, omanye ngo n'ubushaka mu rukundo niba jiro wakunda jiro wayerekaho rukundo some of us kutugamba rukundo abandi mu gitware riyendijo in some strings attached we mean kureba mtayiwa waryo omukabi nobwo kubasa kushanga utakubasa uja cyangwa cyo wakora ngano basa kumukwata mukono ngano basa kumherezo buhabuzi hajiro warebana adi ndakurara kuyone urahagurwe kitoki ukamushwera separating ukamhemnusha tokasigazisha that is love whatever you know barukutugunya ukarigo kagambira bichiro kwata unawasa kushangira utaka basa bujiro kuwayamba that is love konka wagamba bari ba intervening so please in whatever you're doing make sure that you portray love otijira zizo barakawa utakozire chikorwa cyo kunde chikorwa chirunje chikore ko buntu no manya y'urukundo tare no buntu tuburu konga y'urukundo eri naho naba hariho buntu so jerezo muntu when regardless of who they are, regardless of what they've done for you, regardless of what they talk about you, regardless of anyway how they treat you. Someone may ill treat you but you don't retaliate. You don't ill treat them back. Make sure you treat them well. And I tell you, at the end of it all, you feel good, you feel happy. You know these shelter organizations, and those guys feel happy. But I tell you, your reward is there. Lord cannot fail to reward you. So please make sure that you work upon your love. Give it to anyone, give it to someone, young and old, educated or illiterate, mature, you know, and you're just going to feel a change in your life. That's the word of wisdom that we had for us this morning. I hope you've learned something. There is something you're going to gain from this. Anyway, nshongeji nohoro kunyichereza nkija kujanto wasekuba netugambamo all the stories that are trending twaiko mukashensho chekitu akada current affairs. I think I'm going to begin with what is happening with us here in Uganda, and of course tumanya right now ekintu kiri kututeganisa mnonga ninge kiriyo nikitubona abanesanga abanya Uganda ne entebereza yobire eriyo neteganisa weather conditions obire kuburu kuhinduka ebyempinduka yobire umushana nutere no kumara abantu umushana gukaka abantu baburemera abantu batandika kufenjara yatera enjura yagwa abantu batandika kuitomye jemre batandika kuitwa mizi yesare have a neighbor aferirwe brother we muri kampara mizi gamutira bena avuga boda right now tubakabine na bode ye so nareba ngo ejempinduka yobwire eriyo nebasa kureta abanya Uganda no tuza ahakateje kama but my question is what can our government do to this? Okay, government kweleta kwasa gukora ito enkaba turaje ito enkaba na Uganda nutubaza gukora chikore ntwabasa kuba nutwetantara ninga nutebekanse by'ubuhangwa kugira ngo ntabasa kugira akabaka tuhika. I think we can do something. Ebyo bikiriaho turebere abo mu cyaro cya Nyamirima abo nabo muri Kashare Kashare Jonambara district barugire yenjire cye bakozere enjire gwire kubi ya marahemusiri yabo ya tware bintu bingi ya mihabaho mu ijurano people have nowhere to go ekirukusaza kwa kubaho mu ijurano kwa myezi nkaga. Of course, everyone could be affected. Abo kubana mizi gakutahiro munju uzakushanga ubutuka bwona bwijurine obenora abantu bagira emchere yona ejire mwamizi obunga bwaza mwamizi ushikariza za mwamizi. So right now noremba abantu abana bo muri mbara yitwa tibentera nduru nkasese tera nduru ngumbale, but now we are seeing our people experiencing it. Ruampara recently kamara kuba nabendo chezona zikagwa completely zaho, and so something is not right. I don't know. Ababukora byenanga byo obwire nempinduka obwire batugambire how we should handle it. Obato engronchingire mnonga hitaka, obatutahirire mnonga ebishara ngo kutubentu kambani mabasyo. We've not yet known, but we need to learn, we need to teach people, we need to sensitize our people to know. Abareba omuntu kumawali omwanya ogwenjo erikusera kwishura ninge myekemere kutera. Enjura yakugwa maybe barke. And then abo kuhinga ho myanya erikuraka kutewa mami. I think nabo bayino kuberije kuba nababasa kuba nabarinda amagara gabo. Anyway, reka turebe ekibire omucyaro cya Nyamirima.
abaturage b'icyaro cya Nyamyirima umumuruka gwa mirongo umugomborora ya Kashare muri Mbara district ebyara babitira umunyindo nangwa n'ingara amatama bwanyuma y'enjura igwisize kimama ku marebero bishatu kuruga 2011 kusiri ya Nyakazoba kandi bitinya mwinji ebirumwa amatungo ebihingwa n'imihanda kusisikara abaturage bwa hati bargiye no kugira ngo enjura yege sisire bitinya mwinji aharumwa amaju ebiyungu by'abantu za latrine nangwa n'ibindi nyamwinji kandi abibushobozi kurugo mu cyanga nicyo cyumwe ubwa hatano batera government muranga kubirukangirika bahembe bozo kugaruka kuvyara busya ahubwo kubebe imisereyo n'ibire yahingire esiskiri chairperson wa Nyamyirima Kabwenje Danson yashaba government kubaho ubuhunga ahabwa kuba bwa hati abantu tubine cyo kutwera rugondo Fred Mwesige w'chairman w'egomborora ya Kashare yashaba abebembezi babo abarumuka honorable MP bazero bataringa nangwa na honorable Rebyambu kubatera ho buryo bakafunira abantu babo ibyo kurya ahabwo kuba bwa hati bakuyitenjara kandi niba bebarga za asiyumwe GNTV
wabara mnonga desire ahabo kubaza kubano turetera makuru go sone njana mukireba arabo kurura bareba nkenjura yatandika kwika ukabura wajirugo akayibuze tenjura kweli yaza kutumaraho but that is what is happening no stero muranga ababyo kwerinda of course MP bazir bataringa ya gukora MP wa Mbara district jirechi wakora honorable Rebyambu madam ni jirechi wakora abantu because I know women are facing it rough so ni byebyo ba Mbara district Nyamyirima but of course ni twabebembezi abaru kujwekera constituency zindare byare bitukumanya ngo byo biturabira danger zone ombwire bwenjira nijyo tubasa kujeshi twakora ndibasa kubarabara tubaza kutandika kutayemrusha okubegesa tubatenike tubagambira ko baratwaze in case abo mwenje muri how they going to handle and abantu just nwenda kumanya ngo akatindo kijira tayine kukejem aba boda boda nibo binempa najanga katindo kijira tinyewe nindaba hazibaye karwagati gatwaro so I think nabone mwedenga kubagamba umtabana maune motoka yo werero mpangwe tata kumanya hansurutindo barchuru already wabire destroyed so I think sensitization is one of the key elements that also need and then visit those people mobahire zobuyambe mbaye buyambe bwebyo kuriya right now ni mabinji echo kuriya nechizubu and of course omoma mizgamara kwijura no mwejemre kwa mara kutware bintu na haba ekintu cyo burofu and so noza kushanga habamo endware za rukomborofo bwabo kwinjirana kwa mizi ebyagana so mrebeke ngo at least na health facilities aba members abaro nanka team emergency team yojangura abase kujaba rescuing in case of anything so you prepare for the worst though we don't expect the worst but we prepare for it kujangwa hagere cyabaho abaro team area ground ebase kurakuka kuyamba and there we shall be happy kurengo ekintu cyabaza kwanstera at least arekemye jemre mare hebintu konkata katwara makaraka muntu go muntu yabarwa nagarra hebintu konkasigara hebintu muntu akarika unjimensa ngo ibintu byabira kiribera anyway that is what is happening okurga on district to Eyambara and then twakomzamu tukaza omurembo olwa Kampala jija kubantu tureba abakozi obushimankuzi oburugwenguzi muriyo rweyongera so nutureba ministry abe mukozi wa ministry zenshonga zaheru rukumanyanka Opio Innocent abase kubana aragayo na yugurwa hemishango yokoresa kuba office zimaisa n'ikigamba ngo agakoresa kubanshonga zoko processing ninga kuhereza passports arya babiri bazomahanga gaheru kucera zabongereza buraya na nagandi so njereka ngo akakora umuringo gwe bishobobo yatamu no bushoma and so shayona neja kubana abtebya kasenta ko yarire kisuge kibamhire nabiyahire passport sezo murengo kutashyire byo naneja kubana yigamba ho omwiramuro reka turebe uko bigenzire
Kwebembere kitongore cya Uganda Airlines Jennifer bamutorakeri izoba yargaye kuragirwa kandi kushashura ubukikuru burukika 50 bwe sente za Uganda kandi omukozi wa ministry y'enshonga za Europeo Innocent w'emyaka nanagumwe yigurwaho mushango gwo kwesa ku office ye obwarugayo kandi akahaviza abantu ababire batari bakozi ba government ezabenzi bikiriza kushobora kuza mu ihangeri ya America nikigambwa ngogu akakwatagana nabe byo kwerinda mu Uganda kandi hamwe nabo muri America bikiriza bakushohora kuzo mu ihangeri ya America batine bahandikwe kubikiriza
as well as compromising security of both national and international community. 3. The accused shall surrender his original passport to court to ensure that court is convinced that he shall not and he shall remain in the jurisdiction of this court.
Omuramuzi abatasimwe arukozesa umukoti y'urukora nshonga z'ebishomankuzi yo mu rukororo niwe yashomero guwo mushango bituwo piyo arukurabiro banyamateka be abari mu Derek case yashaba ko twemerwa bit kotyo yamaragira kushashura ubukikuru bubiri ezo buruho hamwe na n'ubukikuru 10 ezaba mwemerera ezitaro
Lupapulo lulika amanya g'abantu nti beetaaga okugenda ebweru okola emirimu gya government kirantu waffe olw'okuwa ekitiibwa security organize n'abawandiikira ebiwandiiko bibali beetaaga n'abibawa omuntu eyakola ekiwandiiko ekyo ekiri forged waali mulamu poliisi emanyi waali fiises ez'ebyokwerinda zikikozesa nti omukulu taliimu alina osayininga mulindeko enkya ne mulindawo olunaku ne luggwako n'enkya bwerutyo naye jo we nabaddeyo n'enjogera nabo ne mbagamba singa kiranti wange leero tatwalibwa mu kkooti enkyo
okurugerera habaru bazoro hababi ahagati yo kwezi kwa mushanjuwe omwaka ogwa karugayo arukurwa omu ofisi okurugerera harabazoro hababi hagati yo kwezi kwa mushanjo mwaka ogu akarugayo kandi arukurwa ha kitebe cya ministry y'ensonga za heru omuri Kampala yakwatagana nabe byo kwerinda kurwo mu Uganda hamwe na America okuha abantu ebihandiko ebyabire bijingirire ebyabene bikiriza kushohora kurwa mu ihangeri ya Uganda ogwe yagira ngo Pio Innocent amazoro bwire bwingi omukadukuru nuko kureto omukoti erizoba 2013 byo kwezi kwikumi 2022
at Tropical Bank Limited Kawempe and Kampala branches in Kampala City conspired to defraud Tropical Bank Limited of Uganda shillings 2,127,615,000 was irregularly paid to the advocate and Kembere Mohammed, the businessman.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm happy with at least abari bageze okureba ngo abaza kubana barwana so bushumangu zo muti yakore bitakire yakora umrengo gutakire yakoresa procedures zitarizo mu courts of law ayagambyo and I want yaba hinaka sente karire mwamukoma gashashuri agashashura yo mchome nabaine bintu nabaine possessions ziyaguzire mu sente zo mubuguze mu auctioning and then yamara gushashura bone ko gita hepi wakati byo kujangu yiba yayombeka za 6 star hotels and then mwamuto mchome mwamurika then azahaye gamba bagumana aisem hotel rene kore sente bazira mago bani ba saving and then mjere ngo bushumanguzo no bwija kwaho no at least mukole a drastic action awuntija kwanchende zo bushumanguzo mu offices zona myangari ya Uganda twaija nshonga bushumanguzi no kuriyakura ka sente mu miringo etashire tuza kuzaba Uganda Airlines when Jennifer bamuturachiwe atahiro mchirukozi million 8 naziriya Koge chiziruko mukora atustatire kumuri ajere yarebwo ngajego kasokosasi and of course amri yago kebemberwe jo senyonyi hamwe n'abandi abanyishenjero bagambire aha kasenta karukwingana ka 50,000 ngo bakamuhereza kuko nahanshonga zenyonyi manya zenyonyi zabe zikuzire kuro kuba zitebekanisa mwana no kutebekanisa abukwatine ne bya Uganda Airlines ko nganchigamba ngo akasenta ako toka karondo kakabona kandi tokaronda no murumu ogo bakaherire gukora bokunabwo kagubona so nijereka ngo ninjaje nufa bamutoraje kuyakiro nuko yabandize kwetezo mchuchu akeye hawo akeye yawe esho nizona aketo mulefendisho and of course akachiko kakosa sikabize munyawo ebibuze twazakuza noza kutugambira kasento kakachira kurewa akachire ukakakozesaki ebo wakakozese neberebuka ningatebe kurebuka enyonyezo abantu bagira ngo mukoreho manyaziri in bad shape zikakoraho ebibuze byabuzibwe nikigamba ngo Jennifer bamutoraki tagarukire munacho actually kihireho ba MPs waya bajya ngombwa zo guhabra inakajoga no mbuza no kumbuza atakugarikamo mazima nagoma nakureba of course no garika mchecho takumanya she's nothing like I don't know Mukama tuyambe because we were happy thinking Uganda Airlines and South Mission. But I don't know if things continue like this. And of course with all that much pressure, I don't know. But that is what she's going through. So majaba jamunyabu akasente kitu note kwa kashashura noza kukareta ogwenda no butenda koke kibuzo nikigirango notekateka ngozasi okuba kigamba nuko kirabe kwara batakashashwire yatahira kasenta ako what is going to happen tuba mjankashashire tukabire to makuru akabura kushashura akagumiza mna agenda mission atera cyakunini bukakomaho who is going to follow her until she pays that money anyway reka turebe storage kirebo kubyinzira
Urukwebembere kitongore cya Uganda Airlines Jennifer bamutorakeri izoba yargayo kuragirwa kandi kushashura ubukikuru burukika 50 bwe sente za Uganda kandi ho nawo bwabire butirweho kongera kwetegereza inkora n'entambara yenyonyi za Uganda mu Africa okwiho mwako guhire 2021 kurigera ha report eshozi bwa mubazo webitabo mu government ningashi auditors general
on the comment that it was not in use, it's true, because we hadn't started self-handling. There was a process that needed to happen. So before that, the equipment would be lying idle. On the matter of contracts committee not sitting, yes, we also noted that as an anomaly at the time, because it was something that happened in 2020-2021. However, that has since been corrected. And actually, there was also a contract committee that ended around 21, and they were able to meet and rectify a lot of these things. Now, about receiving, you mentioned a point on equipment. There was no proof to show that the equipment was received. We did go back and dig up, and we did find some little information that our teams had also signed invoice delivery notes, and so we have that information, sir. And I think we had attached it on some of the documents, but we can.
Reported ye eyen2021 bamutorakiye akahebwa dollars zirukiko mutwaro gumwe 2050 kongera kutayire buganka Nairobi Burundi Juba Dar es Salaam Kinshasa hamwe na Kilimanjaro.
Want to hear a guarantee. They don't want to hear that you will pay later. They want their money, not even 50%. They demand 100% payment. Yes, sir, before supply. That is very common in the aviation industry. So, because this report, if you notice, everything that has come up to do with aircraft, spare parts, equipment, all of it has things like payment advance. So what we did, because we were really, so we applied to PPDA for accreditation. And we mentioned areas where we will need their support to approve that we do things differently.
Bitabaka chiko kakosa seba bebembirwe omnyishengero ryo wersenyonyi barukugezaho kubuzogu ahabukwatene sente ziye zamuhirwe bamutorakiye yanga kugaruka mebuzo byaba ubwanyuma yo gumiza muntu bamushuke buzo bitari bumwe na bumwe ahacwatirine ne sentezi bamutorakiye kereza kwiyatahire buga ebi kandi yashaba akakiko kukamuhereza obwire bwo kureta obwamushinja bwo koreka ngu akaraba omu bibuga bimwe ebi enyetwaza yogu yaretera abanyakakiko aba barwo mu mbera bari kugira ngo emico yogu terkwija kumuyamba na munongo mu nshonga z'entambura z'enyi za Uganda bito kuchondoza nikuchugumiza muo misho aha byentambura y'enyi za Uganda na munonga bakoratire cyandiko cyashozibwa Auditor General wa Uganda.
And how many of these aircrafts are functional and operational? Because we could be talking, and out of the 6, only 2 or 3 could be actually working.
Gashakwa Eyoronade aha parliament aba GNTV agaruko
Ronald kubasa kwano turetera amakuru abo nuko kubigenzere no kongera kubishabara kugira ngo bizomboteka bitwinjiza tuanze tuzombra ngo baba kama bitu nitugarukana kandi minji otarika.
Chinyumira whether it is Katogo, Chikomando, Rolex Majasa to Nyanya Mbisi. Man, wherever I am, I enjoy Chinayu with your TV channels on my phone.
Enjoy a new world of entertainment with over 80 TV and radio channels, plus movies from wherever you are. Download the Yo TV Channels app from your app store and enjoy 30 days of free streaming with MTN.
Yo TV Channels.
This is GNTV, releasing life.
Nkuruka Yogundo Murundi, Kanda Children to Gender Mission and Morning Bless. So in the Eva Sagambas, I want to appreciate and welcome everyone that is watching me right now. And thanks for joining me. I love you so much and thank you for loving the Morning Bless. And of course, we are here to release Kingdom Life to your life. So just make sure you calm down. If you're a whole reduction, you know the password. You pray over it as you go to work, as you do your best, and you let the Lord do the rest. And of course, we are still moving on with the current affairs. Twatwareba ebya gender mission twahenderana n'abakosasi wabireba ebya naka Jennifer bamuturachi wabireba mutayi wanje. But now allow me mbase kuba ninkureta aheru y'ihanga rya Uganda. Of course, we start from our nation Kenya, where we have our brothers and sisters, and I think it was a very good day. It was a very special day. So the His Excellency Alira Mayinja ukaguta yori Museveni tubaburwa ababase kubana bamwita Mazei wa region ya East Africa. That's how His Excellency William Ruto addressed him Manjira as a grandfather. Yeah. That is a good one. So nijimaisa ngogwe tata warukumanda aba controlling and aba habra na bagambira chukara. But it was great and we were happy. And nakujangu wabandi zikweleza speech arukujuechera other presidents ababire bizire na East Africa mostly. And so he talked about a lot of things. Of course, agambranshonga yobo business ninga ebyo shubuzi and East African integration. So kuja East Africa tukatanisema tuwase kubantu shubura hamwe. I think ahantu hararuge entekateka yo kuja tujira kasente kamwe tujire currency mwe. I don't know how it's going to work. Ejuke chisteka teko bakaba chiresire tuwareba Kenya nemo mwihanga ya tujire kachanga yajeta pana. First of all, imo Uganda sente zanyu zurukubi ejuke Rwanda bona bamafaranga itu at least Uganda Kenya Tanzania turiyabe shiringi, and then was nanka Burundi differently, was Somalia it's a different thing. But I think bachkora maybe njija kuyamba kontu reba right now Abanya-Uganda bariyo baba encouraged kuja mtu wasekwa ntwega Kiswahili kuja waba no shubura wasekwa no basakamba no mu Kenya wasekwa no kamba no Tanzania, and the same people at least na Somalia yabo kumanya Swahili Rwanda ni yeru kuba Swahili I think somehow nibara kwa listen wasagamba na buri jungu niko gambe na buri Nyarwanda. So no reba language is on Zakamba, but at least if you know Kiswahili you can penetrate some countries around us in East Africa, and you can even go to Congo abako ntiriba Congo na yuko asiri yabyo shoes. So Uganda, as we join with our president in eradicating that, let's also learn to be linguistics. At least no you may not be fluent. And that is going to be well. But anyway, it was so great, and we congratulate the people of Kenya. And yesterday, I think it was peaceful, and there was calmness. And the church with how to tulinzire kurebekera abe nikigenda omisho. Reka turebe uko bigenzere.
Elizaba mwebembezi William Ruto Samuel yarahizibwa nk'umwebembezi wa katano uwihange rya Kenya umucishayi Kasarani ahashayi 5 z'akasheshe omuri Nairobi.
So help me God. Today I want to thank God because a village boy has become the president of Kenya.
Omukoro ogu gwabagwetabire mwebembezi nyamwingi okurwa mahanga gatari gamwe na gamwe nko wa Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Congo, Burundi, Zimbabwe, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Ethiopia, Ghana, Mozambique, South Africa, South Sudan, Comoros, orukujekera ekibine kya African Union Commission hamwe n'abandi nyamwingi ababibesirwe aha mukoro ogu. Omukugamba kwa William Ruto yaraganisa abantu ebyarikuza omuhereza bwe no kushaba abantu kwatanisa kweyongera kunyweza ebyo kwerinda ebyentambura okutorana abamateka abasya na no kuronda bakakiiko abasya hamwe na nebindi nyamwingi kandi omukugamba ko omwebembezi w'ihangeri ya Uganda His Excellent Yoweri Kaguta Museveni tubahabura uruhembo rw'injura yashaba amahanga ga East Africa okwatanisa na munonga omuby'emishuburo omukurahira kwa Ruto abantu nyamwingi batunjamo obuta ubwo bari kugezaho kwirukanga kutaha omundu nibagira ngo baterwa polisi.
The gate was closed. So the way I am now is not a matter of getting injured, but I was beaten thoroughly by the police after trying to get inside.
Ruto naza kuhereza ihanga rya Kenya okumara emyaka 5. Ahabwa GNTV ndi Sharon Ahwera agayoriha
babare mnonga so ebyambyo bibiri mu ihanga rya Kenya nyuma abazyo and so turebere now the president or the current the fifth president William Ruto arukwiga unajira kuba nakora na n'abakenya bona oyireho abya differences in parties or what and then yoreka unazagaraka akore na President Uhuru Kenyatta obase kuba na rugo Montevideo right now wajirumbijere. We wish you the best and we wish Kenyans the best because enkurakurana ya Kenya nito Uganda ntubano tugobera. Wow. Twazombanya bitu aba Kongo abashimanguzi bitu baba UPDF bakazayo bazamba bujano barindo businje bo batandika kwaye bitari byabo. Bayenda kushyize cyane ange cya Yohana shi okanyenjera reke bakakora ubushuma bonka tubarise but nibajanga hariho ibintu bibire so far na Kongo neto banja obuhumbi 500 obutine kwantu bashashura and so turebire Uganda rugire yasakonesha shura onkaka nauna I think you can see where we are. Right now in the Bruxelles and Koreka Murumya Uganda in Uganda Shashura million and many Tinana, Ayivanja China, Eruk to Vanja Rumia Uganda. So my Zambasha Jurigan was Arakan and Kazarwa Kini Vash. Shakakan and Waka, million and many Tinana Yukatara, that is it every Ugandan, whether I am old. On home bere ituru kwenda ngwergi baje tushashe turma angari kambuza nubanga yo mnyayigano kumara mwaka kwasire million umisha I don't know but anyway byona bibana babyiha mishoro na nezo zo kweza yakanise yongera n'izindi yongera za tariffs zenaka neze yongera za masumu data bundles aho no barato basize otherwise we are not right but anyway Uganda ryo yasakwanesha shiraka sentako konga kandi ndegadeka ngo bakakatusasira kutwajereyo tukabaza kwantera ba ADF fushu mazima tukabitira ba ADF magarika mwato basha turebere nanaka ziseketa ryo yabahereza iheria East African Community yarereze myezi mukaga yabagira ati mwaba mutakozere cyabaresere nimwe muzokutaha hanga white anyway that is what is happening and this is our stand. Where do you think we are going? Ejiko mu Uganda azakurohora lwagyango abemye jamere babuzire cyamba bakasese babuzire cyamba ngutare sente twine ku budgetinga je konka twina mabanjako anyway nutubuza abarire byo nibahe amaplanda njere Kongo nibahe bakibachi bakatimba yo chi bakatwara kitubaka bakwata gabo tubakumanya yibabitire nabo bakatuyamba bakabishashira reka turebe storage.
Ihangeri ya Uganda rishashwire ihangeri ya Kongo esente ziri kwingana $1,000,000 nkaganina ezogaraho ebintu ebyasiskire na nebyakoresibwe abaseka ba Uganda People Defense omutoro aberi ahagati ya Kongo na no mucyashe cyar kumorenda cyenda na no mwaka gw'2023 urutaro rukaba rwejumbiremo amahanga mwenda hono muhamu ihangeri ya Uganda na nerya Rwanda ababenu bahajira abazahambuki aba M23 ahizo baryanyuma abazyo omugambirizi wa Minister w'ebyesente Apollo Muginda ahamize amakuraga agarangirwe Minister w'amateka wa Kongo obabe bari omurukiko ahizo baryo rwakatano otenkuru eyekibine kirugita amahanga echa UN ekarugayo omukwezi kwa kabiri omwaka ogu erukugira ngo Uganda eine kushashura ihangeri ya Kongo esente ziri kwingana $1,000,000 25 ezokushashura amagara g'abantu abafiire na $1,000,000 makumyana ezokushashura ebintu byasisikire hamwe na $1,000,000 nkaaga ez'ebyobuhangwa byasisikire. Esente ezi zine kushashurwa omirundi 5 okutandika na n'okwezi kwa mwenda omwaka ogu na buri kibanza cyo kwa mwenda omyaka erikwisha. Kinshasa obwa hatashabire $11,000,000 konko muramuzi wa koti yensi yona ashabire Uganda kushashura $1,325,000. Ahabwa GNTV indi Sharon Ahwe.
Webare mnonga sone byebyo hati mbweno akaka sente ko mbine ukatwihamu. Kama mbaya no jano bayobora akashashure. Don't expect to his excellence unwara akashashure ninga ba ministers ninga ba MPs. As abanya Uganda njero kurebera nyoka nja kusupportinga eshonga yo kugira ngo na hata amahiga y'PDF gagume Kongo. Akanga jantene basayo batero muzugu bakora cya they were doing well. Konga bakimara kushange byaterera kandi bahugabazo mu bindi. Batandika kuzombe tarabatwire. I think when is standing and anabes joys at bit to bantu kumwa kumanyere ngo bwire kwanyu bwire omukarkai. What's the problem? Mama garjere bagarke ni hangalia East Africa. Iherya East Africa. Konka kutakugira ngo bagende on their own and then tukarebe byona ne bitandika okutweshka mu which is not right and of course even bane biterizina rubi iheri ya Uganda ninga UPDF. Twarga o East Africa Jesus ambase kwa ni twarume United Kingdom tuchiriona tuchura okufa kwa kwino kumire mtaka chimanye and I think right now yachiroma London bodeye and turebera mu London kwataire mukubataise mukofine alho group ninge chikacha abantu abatura jo mu London abatura batakwicereza omubutegeji bwa kwini nambweno tubakwiceruza omutegeji bwe tubakwiceruza omugora ye nabyona na kingdom yona mbwino so bajya basakubani bazangu tonu besharinga bineshonga zaba nyingi abwache babire bazengo actually benda kwini yafa bikoma ebya kingdom yabo bweho that monarchy weho but of course kwa jere bakata Prince Charles cyabanyizya so they don't support in those things bajere bayeshkanguto 10 andaba mwe bari bajaguruzo kufa emanya abantu nukweba no manyira ngo ese titoka shemeza briyo mwe wala mtu najaguza mpina fire kashiyo I don't know Uganda. So this is life and this is the world. But of course, kuba chara street ababyo kwerinda abataremo abamwe abateko mu nkomo. But we want to see some of the reasons. Ezo abase kubantu baha ahabwachiga bebi no kwisharinga anguto bwakakari yakire akoba kwendo bakwatanisa n'abandi bakumuninga ninga kuchura ninga kucelebratinga amagara gomugabekazi. Let's see the story.
Free speech, let go!
Abantu nyamwingi bakwatwa ahabofutake sharingo omuri United Kingdom kandi bo bamwe abatwene bahakanisa obugabe bwo mugenzi Queen Elizabeth wa kabiri orjiro magara genseji hona bagumizengu takabahuga Queen wabo hona ombesharinja aba bamwe barebuka hona kamwenyo ahabofa kwa Queen kandi bayonja kujuma na nomutabani Prince Charles hona umugire ombigere orabe natwara obuteje cyomisho obutambi bwarebkaho ahamukuteta ryemwe nemwe obwabesharinja aba bari kwakanisa obwe bari kuterwa polisi no kutwarwa omuchomi omwe yakwatwa inepande byahandikire omurangi yo kwiragura ngo Queen Elizabeth takaboga mukama wanje kandi no mutabani tarkwija kuntegeka bite byona byabaho obwo mukoro gw'abantu gugendo misho ogwo kuteka King Charles ahabutegeki kandi tubyomwe ngo yashemerwa ahamukoro ogu okugira ngo bamutireho batabanze kwebuza ombantu ababurijo ahabwa GNTV ndi Sharon Ahwera agahero
mnonga so ninjano zurenshonga zababene babenda babebuze woki kubira bire kingdoms ni mwenda nabo babebuze onka bokutera ubururu anyway gonka buri hanga y'indebuzo byari ba as Ugandans tshiro kufa kwa Queen kandi ntujangwa yongere kumura umusinge of course no tumanya leadership erione hinduka kwagireho King Charles now and batwereka ngo na anthem nisha kubane hinduka a lot of things nibisha kubane changing but we wish them the best okwisia obaramtero mwanya gogwarije kwana humuramu ojuke ngo ayibaramuzike ahibazi ikiri bantu bisha kubane bamwihayo nabamugara nabamureta no bamuzika rwajurwo mcyara so I think on berugwiba Duke Philip gutura go preserve the samo yo mchituru hanze bakuchiriza mutya bamuzika bajurwa mu kazi tinkumanya bako baramuzika bajurwa mu kazi bo banacho na makuru ki kuno jamu bamutawe nuko kuba ari bintu tukoraka ngo musokare nabyo tine na makuru but anyway I think nwenda bibara hamwe abarisha kubabaro babashange barabamwe kibe kijusiyona nabandi abantu bega ebyafayo bya UK na nebyo butegeje wow but that is what is happening kandi birukuruga muri UK. Lastly ntureba makuru agarukurwa mu Ukraine na Russia bintu inoko butazigendire of course Russia is a superpower Congo ko yabene expecting ngo rutaro rwa Ukraine kuba inoko bitabirege bityo so right now ntureba Ukraine yerekere ngo it can still stand on its own at first ekabane ikoresa method yo kwirinda yo protectinga kugira ngo itarumba konga hati nabo bariyo barumba especially ababa kwasire ebyaro byabo za Kharkiv za Kiev hati bagaruka yo garukana nebyabo and so noreba ngo they have enough support and more weapons mass destruction. Remember recently Ukraine kargaye yatere chikompora Moscow ebyeke mwene bajangwa abantu chikompora cyo cyakira mu buto sontoreba abantu bakarwara bakora bayagura apote nakabana chiro mururo no bwanga kujya kandi mwene Ukraine abandi mwe muchikozere musakungo Ukraine Zelensky yargaje ati twebyo turukudumenye. But anyway, that is what is happening. Katongere kubashara kujya nkabase kubanhazaho ubuteka. Noza kunyikiriza mbase kubani ngoma hanakashoshe kitu aka current affairs ningebera kufa umuyangano manga gahero nje kubani ngarikando kuri television paparazzi za makuru Daily Montana New Vision after short break.
This is GNTV releasing. This is GNTV releasing life.
Omuzire wena kwendeza umwana by'ubwegese birungi namutwara mu Midland Parents Secondary School ko libine na Scripture Union yamani abana babone bakora kurungi munonga kandi nari abuje nabishi boarding yonka okutwara umwana mu Midland tokwetenga bya Catholize nkayinguni shopping nibakwereza bitabo uniforms obuchomo saboni yo kuna bamwe no kozi amajuto go kwesiga nomba zigwamino ogisire wono gwenkito na sanitary pads zabwabishi nibahereza bikopana n'amasahani nibahereza n'intambura yabusha hari yababakuza Kampala no mwana wa watungo bushanja bibwabusha ebishare byabo nibirungi munonga
zine mitwaro kinana na mwenda zonka kuruga sine yo kubanza mpaka sine ya mukaga
ogita emitwaro 5 ya admission fee ecawe kiba cyaterera bakwegurire office ahari ekira building amwarara gwa kabiri ninga kwenda kumanya bukicira
era noti mishanju shanju na munana ina noti ibiri na noti mishanju itanemwe emwishati itano noti ibiri itano
asiro mushanju itano ishatu kinana na mwenda abiri ni itano ashatu ni itano ninga yasiro mushanju munana emwe ashatu na munana nkaga ni itano ikumi na mushanju
boda ulira kano olaba ne Bulaya bakamanyi
fe abakatale tuwomerwa aleluya era oba tomwina struggle ebekulemye
nganze driver wa taxi nenyumiriza nnyo mu aleluya jinga ti
omusajja yayiya aleluya wayiya nnyo bamakanika ffenna ke tunywa
ekyokunywa kino nga bwe twakiteekateeka nga tekigattiddwamu befetefete omubiri gwe okusobola okuba nga gwejjanjaba gwokka nekikakasibwa n'ekitongole ky'obuyisiraamu ekya halali n'olwekyo bw'oba nga oli musiraamu oba oli wa ddiini yonna noonya ebyokunywa bya aleluya.
This is GNTV. Release.
Kurukayo omukawumurako kandi turiyo turumizamu na morning blaze twayikonkire gitu agokore television mu mpapura zitu z'amakuru kandi aha nkwisoro rupapura rwa the new vision aha nokore page nyuma the behind page, and this is the front page aha ngumi biruzonka no bano rwetunjira and so no tureba our front page batoreka tasks ahead for President Ruto, and then inauguration as the 5th Kenyan president uriya page ya mkaga nane ya mshanshu, and then ntija kuba tureba education bars teenagers from health courses ebibiriya page ya katano, and police busts fake driving license network ujabshanga page 12, and then Uganda farmers begin Ireland tour habiriya page ya kana, and then Queen's coffin made 32 years ago. This is on page 9. And then we are seeing here the Luwero mother jailed for 18 months. So, Court of Jail Sakwande sentencing Dorothy Naburime, a mother of the 3 who was caught on video torturing her 2-year-old daughter to 18 months in jail. Maybe she will learn a lesson from that. And then we have a total pullout for kids share career and dreams. You also find it, so a genuine copy ya total. Yaba baby too. Umana naija kubana yiga okumachinga kudrawinga. This is good, so interesting for a kid out there. So wabo inomwana arupunde, please get yourself a copy of the new vision. And then about government, you are seeing on page 3 the details are there about the finance names best performing entities. And then we have an pass all-level abridged curriculum of chemistry and geography. Allow me to take you through the second page. And then 15,000 women get business skills. And then Mukula's cousin killed in Namgongo. And then government allocates 330 billion shillings for next year's census. So nabyoneja kubano byerebera mutayi wa Murungi. Twagomezamu aha page ndijo tujakuba tureba Uganda farmers begin Ireland study tour, and then landslides government proposes relocation. I think this is a great one. Nichona nimbuza. So government yargeka jirangu babase kubana ba relocating abantu aba, it is one of the best ideas. And then ministry sets age limit for health courses. And Uganda Airlines officials defend questionable procurement. On page 6, Kenyans tipped on wealth creation and integration, and then tough tasks ahead for Ruto. And then we are seeing Museveni said if Africa is to catch up with the US, the momentum for regional integration must be amplified. What do you think about this? And of course, here comes our 5th president of Kenya, of course standing on a political party of the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, and he is a Kalenjin. So you will learn more about him na President William Ruto. So right now abakalenjino muri Kenya nabagambo mwanji. And then Wabamino recounts meeting with the Queen, and then ex-Vice President Sekande pays tribute to Queen Elizabeth. and Queen is the final resting place noja kujirebaha nibatwereka ngu coffin ya Queen bakagikora 3 decades ago kokakandi wabura muntu okora nka coffin hati nayo mukama tuyamba. And then from still the national news, Obinga calls for help to end wetland degradation, and Minister Namuganza denies indiscipline allegations. On page 11, government sets ambitious revenue collection target, and then Tijakureva baturetera ebya omucharogo abazegwa na teromana obachikomera emyezi 18. And then suspected driving permit forgers arrested on Nasa Road, Bariaha. This is a section for comments and letters. Someone is saying investigate those short socialists with unexplained wealth. Yeah, I think they are right. And then the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This is Opio, a lawyer educationist. And hano batuletera katuni nayo negamba byakasente niturebe by'amashomero social media misuse birya hano manyaka parliament geralita ekiteso kujanwenda kuchipasinga ujangu bona barikwesa kubi emekutu y'amakuru bija kubana bahindira bakutiro mu bwara, so you have to be very careful. And then we held back by unpaid care work, Ugandan women miss out on paid work opportunities. And then celebrate Winners life, not the augur of death. This is Stephen Amanu. Thank you, Mr. President, for that youth message. Dr. Pade Nahawe, President Nagamba, and then Kakova NTC, the nexus of Kiswahili teacher education in Uganda. But the section ya offering education solution ebya mwalimu na byo byaha. And then Ntijakuban today pass O level abridged curriculum. We have chemistry and geography na byo Ntijakuban of Shangaho. And then government asked to take over community school na byo byaha. And then KCCA innovates music in toilets to improve hygiene and sanitation. And then a never-ending love story from my second homeland, China. But it's about business. Telecoms announced 9 billion shillings interest pay to Momo clients. And then forex rates, currencies itundireba dollar yankumisha tunarunana, euro yankumisha tunarushanju, pound yankuminana bishatu. So iloko basekwa exchange ngaka sente kawe. And then about quote, student fails to win back Makerere scholarship, and then a soldier who killed commander dies in detention. Still about community news, poor services force patients into South Sudan. Men had to want to appeal to South Sudan with Kadiashoa. And then head teacher killed over sugarcane theft in Namaingo, and the councillors asked for harmonization of local government law. And then OPM donates iron sheets to churches. And Kasese, government relocates people from risky areas. This is great. And then design for 42 billion shilling mass in the market approved. Kongsuyu. And then King Oyo asks subjects to embrace kingdom's agenda, and the suspects escape from custody in Buko. Parents reject school fees increment in Lira. And then government introduces measles, rubella second dose, and Works Ministry passes out 45 pioneer machine operators. So I think lastly, this is the international news. Ukraine braces for Putin's unpredictable next move, and we are seeing that they are unable to control. Controlling. And so on sports, of course, about sportswoman who will take over crested cranes, and very many other stories. And then about the boxing, also boxers ready to slang it out, while Uganda needs facilities, and very many other stories. So dear viewers of GNTV, the morning blaze, this is what we had from the new vision. Allow me to take you through the daily monitor for the remaining few minutes, and then we come with our hotspot. So this is the copy of the daily monitor, the first page, and this is the behind page. You can get yourself 1 or 2,000 Ugandan shillings. And I'm telling us thousands of teachers go months without pay. Kashaba science kando mkakoma. And anyway, change of guard, Ruto projects work for all Kenyans na bieno Japan of Deva. And if I can take you inside, Nutriba second page, this is the Deputy Speaker Thomas Sayewa. During the plenary yesterday, he came out and said, I don't have any rift with the speaker among. So, I will give the speaker all necessary support. And then you never start distributing examination materials and resurgence of reproach worries government. And then Bamturati grilled over falling trips. And thousands of teachers go months without pay, and then 2 men die in fight over primary 7 girl. Ruto owes his political success to his mother, and then Ruto pledges work for all Kenyans after swearing in, and Ruto excites Ugandan importers as Museveni routes for regional markets. Okay. And then why Museveni stopped 60 billion shillings EC relocation deal and the government to hold the national census next August. Uganda's hope for ending TB in 2030 hangs in the balance, and then minister MPs to face off over Nakawa Nabulu land details. And then on page 10, tough times for 60% of Ugandan businesses to close. And then Queen's death ignites debate over Africa's colonial past. Talk mzamas and comments in Japan in David and Uganda Airlines, and then Baturetera use colors to make your home a one of a kind. You get the Daily Monitor Truth every day and you read it. And then we have excellent PRA. This is the copy for your kid, especially in primary 7, as they are preparing for their final examinations. Maybe this can be so helpful to him or her. And then today about why scented candles are breaking gender barriers. I love scented candles. I don't know why. They just make the room feel like wow. And then street light vandals leave Mbale City in darkness. And when we looked at Abia Street. And then government earmarks 42 billion for mass in the market construction. Amolu locals seek health services in South Sudan. And then Kao production office arrested over PDM cash. Abanaba Alwampara. Kao Alwampara to Bamtiro Militano. I think I remember by that. And then Tisham Regional News cover the hospital announcing school fees staffing gaps. And then from Foreign News, Ukraine war shock and joy in newly liberated villages. And then from Niger, migrants rescued in Niger desert, says UN. And then from Burkina Faso, military ruler fires defense minister. And from Ethiopia, Tigray forces accuse government of new drone strikes. And then from Australia, more floods real possibility, and very many other stories that you're going to find out for yourself. And of course, this is the business news. These are classified adverts, which you're going to find out for yourself. And I think we are done. This is the part of the local sports. I'm seeing Kampala Queen is happy with the favorites tag. And Ton set up sisters for South Africa trips, and very many others. And then Onyango is saying I could not miss Tony Maweje's last dance. You know, Tony Maweje aliona za kumra kugombia mipira, and of course the coach wabo Micho. Na aliona that guys, let's all support Tony Maweje. Atkani Maweje ni onogora woman. At least make sure that you do something. Echirimusyo mtindo gwebye mizano omihanga ya Uganda. So this is what we had from the Daily Monitor in our press review. I think every details on the Japan to Papara when you go online, the Japan Tunga. Ningo Kuma GNTV, to want to create what is happening in Uganda and across Uganda. But this is what I had for us right now. Allow me to go for a short break. I'll come back with a hot spot. And of course, I know our guests are already here. And we shall take you to another level. Don't go away. I'm still with you, Eva Sagabas.
is GNTV, releasing life.
Owa boda wulira kano. Olaba ne Bulaaya bakamanyi.
Nafa bakatale tuwomera haleluya. Era batomwina struggle be kulemye.
Nganze driver wa taxi. Nenyumiriza nnyo mu haleluya jinga ti.
Omusajja yali haleluya wayiya nnyo. Bamakanika ffe nake tunywa.
Ekyokunywa kino nga bwe twakiteekateeka nga tekigattiddwamu befetefete omubiri gwe gusobola okuba nga gwejjanjaba gwokka nekikakasibwa n'ekitongole ky'obuyisiraamu ekya halali. N'olwekyo bw'oba nga oli musiraamu oba oli wa ddiini yonna noonya ebyokunywa bya aleluya.
Ababiguri film stars bakuletera omuzaano omusya
nuguha
roni zerigenda
zikozire ki
nguzikozire ki waba nonda kumanya kizikozire reba GNTV buri rwa kashatu n'urwa kana shayimwe n'ecweka zo mwazyo
banya banja nyimbeshe njaye mbasha konya kinga kuyungika TV kanji mbasha kuyeba mujanyo gwa kinkwenda gushiga hanyenda guyeba
utaferwa nigwaje si mtono mukuru biguri film stars
utaferwa biguri film stars one heart one mind
Chirengu itwe tutweka ekyo ndi kimu kandi kya kabiri abasinya nimba manya no inabi abasigazi nkaba nkabashatu nanye wakana oreke kumanyira nyabo kwe watandika ebyo
piki yanje nagipanisa serefu yafu
mayanda abashangeyo abamwaka sasa yama bariyana barye koko numanya cyabaho abaho torarire kafuna na kachene ahinga mbere kachene rwe chole arya buchoma
This is GNTV.
Sure to break, and of course we are still moving on with the morning blessing. Nakwa chirokundo murundi iva saka kwasani nyekwine kanu ngokuna nakugambire twatunjira bagenyi bita mukashuncho chekichi akada hotspot. I think last week I promised us and our dear viewers mutuzagaruka tuhendere tutarahendire, and I'm very glad that my brothers are back. Okubasa kubana batutwaro misho aharukwatini na petroleum in Uganda. And of course I think this is one of the crucial thing kulijira kwa benoera yesterday. His Excellency Okwahiri just that short speech inauguration ya Ruto Norebangu mentioned cha business so much in it, and of course etinacho nichigendero muriebe so many ati anchirebe ka Uganda kuturaze kura kuzala vendijo. We have to go deeper in the business world. So I think the topic is at the right time and of course with the right people. So no kushaba nkomunya Uganda ngo open your ears. Omuzire kora byo no rato kubichenga mnonga rekago mwana oliyo mukai ashitami naza kugireki yayigamo gori moldo utakawo murukire naza kugireki yabasa kuba na itegerezo mu ihangari turi ya Uganda. So akireki tukariyo agenda, you're going to allow me to first allow my visitors baturamusyeho batuyanjure nekibaru kukora ya bamarari yarukwega na poranye akarumoka Let me start from my side. Yes, please.
Yes, thanks everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I'm called Mweheyo Asaf. Currently pursuing bachelor's degree in science, petroleum engineering and environmental management at Mbara University of Science and Technology. I'm glad to be here once again to finish unfinished work.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Mboza Nurgai.
Hey, I come from Toro.
That's what I wanted.
Tulimuja kubaza petroleum in Uganda sanzi. So nitwenda kubazao tubalie telebona tukisitulese twenda kubazao nenye turena kumurabikenga byona. Mzara mtakengera muja kukaguza TV tubigarukemo.
Empako yabone.
Empako yanga puli.
Apuri mama, puli chali, nashimerwa kolewa puli. No puli. Thank you Kanimanyara Bantawa Fort. Right now we are live on our YouTube, so you can go on GNTV, the Morning Bless YouTube to live our Fort. You are sharing a link. You're going to learn more. Anyway, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, good morning our viewers. I'm Azuna Ndela Kanitaba Pius. I'm also a student at Mbara University of Science and Technology in my third year, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Petroleum Engineering and Environmental Management. I'm expected to finish next year by October.
Wow. That's so great. But you were told to Gambra Murwani.
Oh, it's also a chicken.
Oh, I'm Yakawari. Gambra Yakawara Barukureba Bachira GNTV.
I'm very happy because and live talking about Ningambali, Petroleum and oil and gas in the country, which is yet to
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, people from Kawale. Right now, so is doing well. I know yes, please.
Program. Aho tuzabona abo tureba bona TV mbaramusha mwena amazina ganyu mayita engineer Benjamin ya I'm still undergraduate student at Mbara University of Science and Technology. Yeah, so twizera twagambira about oil and gas must go kutamba nachugona. So tuzarigambari national content na tugambe biche environment. So waki nsagamba turi brief on at least istrayige mnonga kinsemermo na watu muna lego twabaraba ayiguru anza kuza at least in depth y'abantu barebe tuzenka zo umwe tugize mututa bentero kutwatanza program izo asigara
n'abantu yakora abo wanyaho kurugabaru
abanyisingiro abanyambara mwana wanyu narishasi ngwa mata kunyita chifu ko mucyaro
wache bachifanya okay so twakwashira narishasi thank you so ngokutwa betwabagambire oil and gas of course mbyo tuje kwantutanchiraho I think of course tuje kwantireba I'm seeing some of the topics zakutanjira national content not sure so niwara tutandikireba so tugambire echo twinirera izoba okuruga aitu akomere last Thursday
so national content akugira ngo information yo kufuna izoba nitana mnonga niyo kufuna nyabazi yo na nizo because ate embera there's a lot of development in the country
reason hajire byanyu
yes so tufuna new contractors new stakeholders so information yamana inuka because ebena national content mugasugwa yo kugira ngo iberho no kumenga shanga twafuna mirimo biyo oboro mbantu
okay
so tikosaga national content utagambire company and all association ninga authority behind national content Eskweta Petroleum Authority of Uganda, Eskweta PAU. It was confirmed by an article PEDP, which is called Production Exploration Development. So, Section 9 Constitution, it was confirmed in 2013. So, the authority Uganda at Europe regulating in Moyachi, oil and gas. The monitoring like fune wale wana vision yayo ni jirango to regulate and monitor production sector in and creating lasting value yana want kubona baze ofene mirimo ba participating emwe so ejo company chuba giterire kumenga shongo abantu bona ba participating locals international promotion onakeji umulevoze participating em elebe effectiveness health effective bango n'abantu binyi bazo kwa hela Dubai bazankai bazuma company atule companies nga Total Energies ile Sinok yaba China aroza Oranto tineza ama abantu mbaza yo bakora so ndakumanya health yawe immediate
yes
is it in sword so nunga sugwa fetu kwa abantu health yawe immediate sada siyayo they are producing a standard very much the quality of the national so if you are nunga sugwa Petroleum Authority of Uganda yemune yakora kunka national content tambrari pillars itano yomuna gamba pillars ye katule na nyidaga mostly ari capacity building against capacity building yo okira munonga na kureba what is going on, what is being put in place kugira ngo abantu abaninga abana ninga chi like how Uganda is being in position but how have we positioned ourselves to tap into the industry so no leba muka kugambari capital building tugamonongari Total Energies because in the biggest share so telling a project Total Energies egerezo munonga training abana a program we were copying a program we kweta telinga mu it was online session for the meantime online biza bataho very many assessments okay initially we can to recruiting 120 people to 150 okay recently kuna gambe mpinduka atimba kutwara abantu abane 12
okay
makwanza ba training chugomba for 6 months bazo France makabona then bakuza Hungary ndeli batekemu because everything is under plan by 2025 we expect those people to be back abana bona abo abarabiremo because this year actually bamazile last 2 months around June July okora final recruitment and assessment mutana kana participating as long as ukamara form 6 wakashoma shirazi wakashoma diploma as long as ukamara form 6 uri hata uri science you are supposed to participate so tukino mutayo kwasi activity bikanda bote nabamanyire ninga tindi petroleum engineer because makosa method ya pick and train kugira ngo uboshomereki bafata kantu kashe bakushomesa ukacenga nyakesha tunese utakashengere niwe noryo so ndakora abati training abantu tureba abatire officials bingi ba ministers na cabinet babo bazaje bashima kuguma yameze mukaga kugira baba kwa decisions bari mu decisions bakorera amashita cyugomba pe staff yo bagitwara bagitraininga turebere same companies nka Sunok nzabana scholarships both on local level and international level masters so ebyane bibaho kugira nti buri muntu wena ariko tufune decision making zukumara kandi tufune engineers akwita mu industry so tariserekere kingi kukabirifu kashika ina bagamberaho kuka 5 pillars yomuna gambo peremwe then to summarize ikashi yobare mnonga.
Wow, thank you so much. I think Mwawura Shongeje. So I don't know whether we are coming to those 5 pillars direct.
Yes.
Riomatu Gambe, how it's going to work. I think I can start with my friend from Kabale.
I'll try to be as short as brief because of the time. When tomorrow will kill.
Yes.
And when you Gamba pillar ya providing employment opportunities to Ugandans.
Okay.
Of recent, like 2 months ago, they had an annual national content conference. This was information that was passed out because, as he has said, information is Hinduka.
Yes.
Today they estimate this number, and tomorrow they also may estimate another number. So from there, nobody said peak production, which is likely to be in 2025, is expected to raise the GDP from 7% to 10%, meaning that there will be a 3% increase. Then from there, we're quoting an employment opportunities as well as providing to Ugandans, whereby they said that about 100,000 jobs will be available in the sector. Among those, 14,000 will be direct jobs.
Okay.
Then 42,000 will be indirect jobs, and then 50,000 will be induced jobs. So those jobs of Shanga, they are coming as a result of other sectors interlinking into the sector. For example, the transport sector, the health sector, the tourism sector. Yeah. And then from there, Bakajaramu, 15% of the employees will be engineers and other managers. Then 60% will be technicians.
Okay.
Then another percentage, which is 25, will be unskilled, meaning that Nabata Shomede, but those who have their energy can be there.
Trained a bit.
Then there's also where can people get these skills from? Engineering opportunities like I made in the petroleum sector, they don't only focus on the petroleum engineering only. Mechanical engineering, civil, electrical, or even other engineering courses, all of them to be field. But for general petroleum, you can find those courses at MUST and by university. Then you have by university, they have a course of petroleum science. Then you have Makerere University, they have petroleum science also. Then there is Chambogo, they have oil and gas. Then there is University of East Africa. But then for the technician level, there is an institute which is accredited by the government of Uganda to provide those skills. It's found in Masindi. It's called Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba. If you want to be a technician, that's where you can go and then obtain those opportunities. And then another pillar was the pillar of using the locally available goods and services. From there, companies which are willing to provide services like food, accommodation, everything, they are supposed to just under the national supply database. Under that, that's why they will be able to contact like your company is able to supply this, so you come and do this. And then on the issue of Shangango, most of the poor coming in, some of them are expatriates from when you are here. So you have to meet the standards of the food and the accommodation that is required. So they have the rules that govern the companies change the forcing do this and this, meet these requirements, and then provide the services required. Yeah. I can allow my friend to also go on because of time.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, you can take over from there.
National content.
Yes, my producer, please. I have someone else. Yes, you can go on.
South African national content, briefly, you must, of course, have talked about where is it originating, who is supporting it. Like my friend, my colleague had told us about the authority of Uganda. But without going there, our program, His Excellency said he talked about something. So before starting, I would like at least to thank our His Excellency. For the energy he has put in capacity building and growth in our national content, as in growth in the national participation of people in the oil and gas industry. So ideally, national content always it's like it's defined as the value added or created to Uganda's economy through employment of Ugandans and the use of Ugandan goods and services in the oil and gas industry. Meaning, in defining omuhendo gwa economy ya Uganda kuhembera abanya-Uganda kukozesa ebintu bya Uganda karamuna services za Uganda nkuko mumyano waje yakigambiro through sector linkages whereby tushanga agriculture, oil and gas industry, tushanga gundi housing, oil and gas industry, tushanga transport, byona linking. Last weekend when we came here, I was talking about the sectoral linkages, and I said in the pre-first oil, Uganda is expected to raise around 8 billion shillings. Contribution is GDP. So meaning, takaichena oil, economies never yonjiri. Jokura buri omuwena, his attention is attracted to what? The oil and gas of Uganda. So national content ideally is focuses on how people can get into the industry, how Ugandans are going to participate in the industry, plus the stakeholder development, whereby we are seeing abantu baja kujja bata mukora magita ga hoima rundikia magita gona kuja kuba explored, and how are the businesses of Uganda also going forward. So for the case of business, my colleague talked about it, NSD. So those companies can go register under national supplier database to see whether they can be able to bid and get contracts in the oil and gas industry. I'm here. They told me to talk about pillars, so I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to talk about the pillar of skills, training and development. That is another pillar. Then I also talk about the pillar of enterprise development. So skills and skills training and development. That one is, of course, as I talked about, everything is managed by PAU. So Petroleum Authority of Uganda is there to see, to plan with those companies and see and regulate and monitor how they are going to train our Ugandans to make them participate in the industry. So I would bring an example. He talked about Lenga Mukwa, they did at Lenga massive online lectures. So for people that had a minimum qualification of a USCE. So they are trying to pick and train. They are looking for abantu abakweta gakora kaba technician kaba production operators. Meaning niwenda kuya abantu abanya Uganda n'abatali skilled bakora skilled. So ekyo kiti yarubaju PAU has designed and worked on some universities curriculum. So they are trying to make universities teach according to what is required in the field. But remember, there's all quite the university zone. Zishomese ebintu ebyo abantu bakora kai on field. Nasiga mumbuto. Bali muno bakwata university zone nibeda zishomese. Ebyo abantu bali bakora kai mu field. Oile hecho universities have went ahead to sign MOU or memorandum of understanding between universities and those companies. So no kushanga recently Mbari University signed with Sinok, Makere signed with Total, Makere signed with Sinopec, and others are continuing to come. There is also an aspect of these companies, these IOCs, international oil companies, being given the mandate to also link these universities, these local universities in Uganda with international institutions to make the students in Uganda also get the level of education, like those ones that are abroad. So all companies in Uganda are mandated to do internships, okay, to train students, equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge needed in the industry. And so that one comes back to creating an employment in Uganda that is competent enough to work in the industry. So as we are preparing for the production era, that is what Uganda is doing in terms of skills development and training. So if I go to enterprise development, recently Petroleum Authority of Uganda signed a contract with the African Development Bank of around 500,000 USDs. So in order to help out on East African pipeline. So meaning they're looking for a way able kubesa ugundi pipeline yabo kazicontractinga ekubalira ne transporting amashita from Kabale to Kabale from Kabale to Tanga. Okay. Yeah, there's another aspect of technology and knowledge transfer. That's another pillar. So that one is also being mandated to those companies to share their knowledge in regards to what is done in the field. So these companies are now working on giving out the softwares. So through signing MOUs, they can come conduct a few lectures. Universities have had some SPE lectures, sort of petroleum engineers. Those who follow that page, universities are being lectured on what is needed in the field. So the softwares are soon coming. Nkumba University received Paleo scan from G&G Skills. Mass is soon receiving. I think Makerere has received Petrel also. So meaning that technology and knowledge transfer is being worked on. The skills and the skills and development are also being worked on. That's enterprise development. So those are the pillars that are currently managing the national content.
Wow. That's great. I think we've really understood that. So now I remember last time when we came, they talked about the effects of oil and gas tukapata environment. Yeah, at least tukayureka. But of course now we remained ahamuntu. It will come to a particular person. Is there any way how it can affect me? Maybe positively or negatively? Yes, please.
Yeah, you're right. Because on whatever this is industry on phase ya construction, kumbe kanachibiona expecting abantu 10,000 20,000 kugira ngo bari hoima bombeka well pads construction umike over hotels. So there's a lot of construction going on, roads and everything, airport nujumanya bombeka hoima. So we are seeing a lot of people in that area. Can't ever during production but producing operators and bakora hamanya bakozi benyini we expect around 100,000 people for operations zone. So according to the conference because the PAU in June bakakora approximately about 1 million people ya bakoza mu mwanya based on different drivers like maybe health network so see many hospitals, clinics and everything, logistics is equal. And we are good roads, market, so education, so there's tourism. So generally because it's development, we expect very many people to migrate to that area. Abakumba kuzaha mwanya n'abari bakumba kuzankai. So effect is ko yabombi tukebi tsako yaba tere abantu ba abakutira mwanya go kema oil ba here the community. Okay. Which means is that abantu bargo mwanya kumazo mubundi shangiye oturo manyire mwanya go bambara ati bajya mwatiwe zanki sinje n'umuzika bushenyi bakombekere yenzu bakwiye gucumwe. Yes, in the long run no funa banga bakwe injo kuboyine wala batenze bebi na kufwana shi bakombekere yenzu n'ingiza mwamba mutafari gabonire bateka standards. Still is affecting which way young ati wa volume nyankore for example bakutora ko mwanya kuboni kwa Uganda kimenize no when you go adopting environment. Yes. So it's a big challenge. Okay, in the long run we are benefiting. Still challenge. So kokuza habantamwe kanga mbe agriculture bakwezi banyuma kongeraho noshanga nkimwe cyanyistora atone nk'abagana ka Buganda ninga yitwangora ha twine kingdom mu bintu so kanga waseka Buganda for example noshanga abantu binenka babita cyushanga bazika bate bikikabona that land kushanga shuyo nkuruzo nakibona batoraho
bine burial ground
yes atubize kugira ngo afite urugudo
mwene kubazikura
bona ninga atoshanga jere kacha z'abantu zaba affected so kunka still because of document nakibona abantu forced regulating cultures hindukamo emize mwene bintu binyera long run bihinduka so kure kwanje niyo ina gambari about the effect amai colleague na gambari good side of it because when there is a problem there must be something good ngabantu ina kwa kache ka effect kache abantu kidonka abantu normally baza abantu binyera go kumanyisa kushanga atuko backgrounding case of epidemic case yabo humanya tuke kampale kaba tu affected by covid.
That's true.
Kanu mbera mwe twamanya ngo covid we kabo ngo twajya feeding on tukamba zumbara kuri bitu yabo vaccination so that competition adushange adekomoro na kurimo kwa ngebe tukuba cause kakoza umanya nkogwe government erumu people have a lot of money because expect a lot of money babagambira around 8 billion revenue to get development our country from this stage to this stage so umutaba ine sente ushanga mu inflation ati ngwaza ka fotopoto inoshanga ko mugati baguteka hari 15 kashanzo mutwaro itambara bya 15 bakuriye bya mutwaro because ina bata
living standards is the local rwanda demand
yongera because cost economics one oreba when there is increase in demand with low supply prices must increase.
That's true.
So muntu wabulizo atafunde umurimo for example akoreye mu yo kweyiya ibintu bya kumukiza amani because demand is good abajungu ariyo mu tourism is good people are buying in dollars okay in the shilling batakuchenga so generally we can still shall see good side of it.
All right, thank you so much. Because of time, let's come to our neighbor. Tell us about the good side of that. What is the positive effect it can cause to us as human beings?
Yeah, to me, I'm seeing it in this perspective, Tujirango. I expect the prices of fuel to reduce, though not to like chimone maisha tu like bigger agenda munonga I'm seeing it at that angle. Okay. And you know that fuel prices almost govern the economy.
That's true.
Because amatanga kutemba, sukari netemba. Because everything involves transportation from one place to another. I think that will be a benefit on a positive side. Because amatanga gaza kuchendera, though I don't expect it to jam gaza munonga gaza kankumbi just to get yeah, some people think I think Tigara Chenda Munoga, but to be there in between Kankumisha too, Kankumi now. Okay. And ideally it governs the economy. So even other things might reduce the price because of that. And also, as I said, employment opportunities are also will be available on the positive side. Ugandans will get employed and or more That's
true.
Yeah, that's the positive side of it.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yes, my dear. Do you have any point about the positive or negative side?
I'm going to talk about this thing in my perspective. For me, I wouldn't think we shall have a negative effects. But the positive effects will be many. So the negative effects are all controlled. They are all controlled and regulated by the institutions that are currently working on those things in Uganda. So I had my colleague one time, he was talking about the situation that happened in Netherlands and situation that happened in Nigeria of recent. So we have two things that mainly disturb countries that are owning resources. So we have what they call an oil curse. It is called a resource curse sometimes. So I can define it in the way it is defined as a disparity in the income, and the income, okay, it's like the income of the country is now divided. More income is in the oil and gas industry. Okay, the money they get from oil and gas industry is not properly distributed to other sectors. So what does that mean? It means that we shall have one sector growing at a higher rate compared to others. So all those who are working in the other sectors will come and convert into oil and gas industry. So we have to kusanga tene ba doctor, tene ba agriculturist, tene ba petroleum engineer bonka. But that one I cannot say will be the case in Uganda because we have the petroleum authority of Uganda that's regulating that, regulates the entire petroleum value chain. So meaning, as we had talked about in national content, we talked about what they call sectoral linkages. We expect all companies to work together with oil and gas industries and other sector in order to do what? To uplift Uganda. Then if I'm talking about another thing that it's called a Dutch disease also, most people actually are fearing that one, in that we shall be having more rich people and more poor people. And if we have that one, we shall cause what they call inflation, whereby we will have a decreasing power of money in Uganda. So meaning, okay, asigambiri omugati go kumita no uza guru mutwara okujya nyoni go oil omugati ngwenda mutwara kandi drainage gwenda kumita. But also that one is also controlled. So as companies, they operate in this way kujangu. If they take you to the field, they normally have what they call well pads. So you're designed to stay in the field until you're released. And they do not release the entire population to go. They release per month or per 3 weeks or like that. So they do not want they don't want to cause that inflation of people, that inflation of money in people, whereby why come as you have about oil bantu bashuza sente nyingi kukira batuze. So abantu bingi bana bako bali confined in the field. So bakolekura no zowa show gayo. So that meaning tunafune that disparity in that disparity in the incomes of people. So
alright. Thank you so much. I think we are left with like 5 minutes. Last year, I played competition because I think mega engineering. To competing, and these people come from outside Uganda. I will be hard to Ashangangoma oil and gas industry. Zakushanga abakozi abamuda the technical personnel. The foreigners and us abanabita abashomere muri mugambo lingo shangwe bakobwa kuchereza cyoma ogokore kineki. How do you think we are going to compete with this? Tujangama okoba kuvejesa, are we lacking something? Kujangwa ni bijaba more experience than us? Where do you think the challenge is, or how should it be handled?
Yes, apparently according to what we had said in national content, these companies are not supposed to hire anyone outside unless no one can do a certain job in Uganda. So meaning all Ugandans are entitled to know at least what is what in the industries. Depending on the trainings we get from school and outside school, we are entitled to know, because we are designed. Ideally, I don't think there is a company that trains people to not to understand things. So if I go for any industrial training, I don't expect a country to give me skills that are not needed in the industry. So meaning the entire, if I go to a company, let's say if I go to UNOC or Petroleum Authority of Uganda, I expect to get what is needed in the field. So tino rangambe unza kuja mu industry mu company ndio the skills, meaning all activities in Uganda are having Ugandans that can do them. Kubulimu mugono gulimu Uganda gulimu mnyegano wasobo gukora.
Kind of training bakuba kuteka ho ninga byone bakubegesa, they are the same. Taro kuja ngomo China ijana manyechu ngwime tumuru kuchuma.
Yes, they are the same. Unless there is some aspects where we need more trained personnel. So that's why Uganda ikateko limits kugamba it is 80 to 90% Ugandans in the company, so you can hire others to do what?
To come and train you.
But the entire staff of the company must have 80 to 90% Ugandans.
Okay.
So meaning there is every job there can be worked upon by Ugandans.
Okay, thank you so much. Your contribution, please.
Okay, to me the challenge. You see, Uganda is new into the sector, and probably these companies can. They have people who have like 20 years experience in the field. So it is hard to get a Ugandan who is that experience.
No, but gender experience.
Okay, for those crucial positions.
Okay.
Those those jobs are still required by those people. That one I can accept. That's why I said that about 10% to be the expatriates.
Yeah, konga related to experience, you guys umuntu yakutaho agakutendeka for some time, you can do the same thing, the same work, you can give all the same services. Abo konwerebe chikuchikubaho abantu bagira negative attitude about our training schools and institutions. It's as if eba kuba training ngahora story kamwe ngo pilot bakazo mu nyonyi babiri kuba mara bagira ngo nazagurusye nyonyi no mu binje babo ba training dire ayamazira graduate ndire umwe pilot yaguruka muyiruka kuyawire ngo mo ijwe no riona gurusye nyonyi ndije asigara. So that I was like, oh, you've trusted this guy. Yeah, that of course I knew that was ajara chikujugurusi when is the one who trained. So as if ndorete kuchikubaho abantu basabya that negative attitude kokanya ndatu manyangu numuva muri well prepared. Only that, of course, experience is the best teachers, they always say.
Okay, Doleva, these companies, that's why there was a pillar of training. So when you reach there, if you are given a job, passing through sets of interviews, you are expected to be trained and like umanyele, the normal doing of the
procedures, work. Okay.
And even that's why he talked about the Tilenga MOOC. That's why they're aiming at taking Ugandans abroad to see how the industry has been there, how it is progressing, and the actual activities that will be done when they come back to Uganda.
Okay.
When they get into the system easily.
Wow, thank you so much. Yes, please.
Yeah, well, since our training, because we must say we expect 94% to be pure Ugandans. Both skilled and semi-skilled, and technical people. So, by default, jobs in the different rankings, but at least we expect everyone to be in the industry. So that's why there's a lot of programs coming up. You have heard of Telenga MOOC, whereby you're taking 200 students to do the learning, for example in France. Because in France you get exposure, because I think France is better producing, for example. So now their labs, their institutions, they are well equipped with those machines and softwares. So we expect those people who will go there and come back to have the exact experience and expertise.
Okay.
So we are seeing China, after recruiting you into the system, they train for around 6 months to become like a driller, for example, a junior driller. Which means within 6 months they'll be telling you the technical work. And they can, because this is petroleum is a very funny industry, or the funny sector, which is very technical and very risky. So to expecting a quarter to at the skill, by the time they have employed you and put you into the system and they entrusted you with knowledge, they know you're qualifying to do some job. So that yes, experts will always be there to guide, but in the long run, because we're going to make because okay, backhiring an expert, and then I show them Uganda what's a question. Just like the way supply is, back what a company supplying, for example, like food or other services, I show them a company Uganda what's a question. So by the time through these trainings, time will come every Ugandan, because this we are projecting around 25 years. It might go even 30 years. So no matter 30 years, I want to change for that long time. So expect by that time, every Ugandan to be well equipped, then with the biggest percentage.
Thank you so much. Well, I think ababasakwan batuhira yote chinchitu bacha explaining atuamanya what is really happening, and of course ni jabo byachika witu byono butugendaho on 2 minutes. I think I will request them to conclude. Ndugu zangu, why do you think Uganda will be in 10 years to come but in the petroleum sector as you wind up?
10 years to come. Wow, that's a good one. So 10 years to come. Right now we are in 2022. So you're talking about so what? 32.
Okay.
So production is going to start 2025, perhaps in June.
Okay.
Yeah, so it means that's when we'll be having our first oil in place. So I wouldn't promise much, but according to His Excellency's speeches, his speech talk themselves. Speech So I expect Uganda to have developed.
Okay.
Yeah, to have developed, to have become a middle income country. And at least everyone should be now, you know, this thing of we are complaining of prices, we are complaining of this. At least by then we'll try to support the government and do what is needed to develop a country. That's what I can say.
All right. Thank you so much. Your name is once again?
I'm called Moyo Asaf. an undergraduate at Mbara University of Science and Technology, fully trained and equipped in petroleum practices. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. Yes, please, my dear.
Yeah, I also expect by 2032, Uganda to have developed. And what I encourage Ugandans is these companies, they publicize on the websites for training programs.
Yes.
If you see that you can qualify, don't hesitate to apply because those are the skills that will be required when the production starts.
Wow.
So I encourage Ugandans to keep track of those websites because that's where the opportunities come. You look for opportunities. Opportunities don't look for you.
Okay.
You should keep searching and searching. So that by 2032 you are part of the oil and gas sector and you have also developed. Yes.
Your name's please.
My name is Taiba Pius once again. I student at Mbara University of Science and Technology.
Thank you so much, Pius. Yes, Analysis.
What I expect in 10 years from now, because we are seeing Uganda's growth rate, it is at 70% GDP, but after oil and gas, we are seeing it growing to 10% per year. So they're expecting Uganda's economy to be growing at a higher rate. So what I can say, what I can tell the Ugandans out there, they should, one of us, train by now.
Yeah.
Get you work on. If you're welding, perfect in welding. If you're doing a technical part, be an inspector. Like you're in jail because right now I'm seeing students having a bachelor's going for masters, 22 years. Come and compete because we expect a lot of competition to come up in the future. So I want us to position ourselves to face the competition, to be the best. So you're not encouraging Ugandans to know how to sell themselves. Use this media, LinkedIn, Twitter, for these companies, know what is going on. You must look for, you must be eager and find knowledge.
And updated.
Yes. Be eager to find knowledge because the more you know, knowledge is power. The more you know what's taking place. Talk about that. A new job will come out and you know what we're supposed to apply and everything. Thank you so much. Nasigani Binomu Senesias, a student at Mbara University. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
Wow, thank you so much, our dear students, and I just feel joy and happy watching our students with Mbara University. I know in future, in 5 years to come, you find these guys in different positions, and I know they will be doing something tremendous in our nation, Uganda. So, about what next time there was action, that can be so helpful for you. Just have your contact. So go to Mbara University, ask about them, ask about those engineers, and we'll get to learn more about it. Thank you so much. But of course, to remind you, we're between Thanksgiving and as GNTV on air. So please, wherever you are, so as students of Mbara University, so you come and join us with GNTV, and we shall be happy to introduce all these guests that we host in our programs. And I know as Mbara University needs supporting us always, we shall be happy to hear from you and to see you on that day. So tell a friend, tell a neighbor not to miss on that day. We meet tomorrow, same time, and of course same program. But I think I'll be somehow a bit different. The content is never different. But thank you for being with us. Thank you for coming. Uganda, and we wish you the best. If God allows, next time we just want to this time about political issues. I want to hear their ideas on our side in the political scene. I promise you that. Thank you so much, my producer Brucey and Reagan. May the Lord bless you all. Shalom.
This is GNTV, releasing life.